Okay, well, I'll kill you if you keep. No, I won't. I'll
Can I
just
step in
send you
between
to
them?
another plane forever. And
Regular Tebrin is gonna stand in between them and like tug them both up and away from the candle and away from each other.
Arisha just sort of like has a hand to her temple. It's just like she
that's
bends
good to be
over,
back.
bends over and just picks it up.
Regular Tebrin is kind of smirking at her. It's just like home then, and then tugs Akira and Kendra backwards.
I'm just saying, this is not going to be good. It's just all bad, okay? We can't do it. We cannot light this candle. This secret must be kept with her. And I pointed to Russia.
She sort of looks over at you, Nemarius, for a couple of seconds, and then just kind of puts it down upright with the wick and the wax sort of facing up. You complained about not having your choices. You at least have my warning. The choice is yours.
Well, a warning would imply it's more than just a message. Akira's communion with her god implies that there is a danger involved that is more than just information. So I'm against ignorantly opening that door. However, I would also not impose that on everybody. So it's up to you all.
Well, I mean,
But I think collectively we should have one decision, not individuals taking away or railing against. That's just my opinion.
What's stopping Arisha? Why, if you know this secret, why don't you just tell us versus risking us lighting this candle?
The act of lighting a candle is not the dangerous part. It's the knowledge of what it imparts to you.
What is dangerous about the knowledge?
Well, if I told you, then you would...
Well, it is... Is it temptation? Is it...
There are certain things in the multiverse, and in this case beyond, which are very powerful.
It's a nomadic universe?
Connecting them either by name or by thought or memory is an irreversible act. Would this knowledge grant you much further clarity on Darashan's experience in perhaps an unsettlingly pristine way? Yes.
It is the problem that... Is the problem with the knowledge that we'll know it, or that others will know it through us?
There's a great steal many problems. Are you confident you can steal your mind away from those who might probe to get this knowledge? Are you confident?
Well, that's the question. Is that the concern?
There are many omnipotent forces that knowledge of them offers them a connection to you.
Oh. Do we think that maybe this opens up a connection to that really not very nice demon fellow?
You're muted.
Who?
Demon?
Hebron.
Oh.
I'm actually not muted. I wasn't actually saying anything out loud.
Oh.
You were there, right? The Mr. Poole, as opposed to indicated or should Mrs. Poole?
I literally have no idea what you're talking about.
The
Drip, drip, wormy, wormy?
Drip, drip, wormy, wormy.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Drip, drip, wormy, wormy.
Why did you say the word man?
I'm sorry, because you're a demon.
We didn't actually know that. We just know he's a primeval
Oh,
evil.
he's a demon.
Prime or not isn't in question, but the evil part, unquestionable.
Yes,
Anyway,
he's a demon.
we also have a devil problem.
Yeah, there's too many demons in this.
About that, by the way, I know we've got lots of problems right now, but I also pissed off the devils.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Good.
Then that confirms my augury. Like, we shouldn't do this. We just don't need to know.
I'm inclined to think that this might be information we can do without.
If it opens your mind to a demon, fuck that.
Well, then, if it opens your mind to that kind of influence, it's not just information; it's an effect. It's an
Demon.
influence.
Are
So
you
it's settled
influenced?
then? We're not going to do this?
Yes.
And the candle stays here?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Why
We
on earth do
cannot
we want to
risk
bring it
that.
with us?
I like turn to like whisper in Akira's ear, because if you're under the influence of a demon, or if lighting it and finding the information puts you under the influence of a demon, then Arisha is probably under the influence of a demon.
She's read it multiple times.
Right, which makes her more under the influence of a demon.
But this information hasn't left this aisle.
Right, but maybe she's set us on a path because the demon wants something specific, and all of this time she's now using, or he's now using Arisha to get us to bring the stuff out of the temple, like the devils were using me to get the stuff out of the temple, and now she's trying to use us.
Can we hear this
See-
conversation?
See the problem? No, I've got my shoulder on.
I've
I've got
lost
my
about,
shoulder.
Infallible whispering.
I've lost about half the conversation through your whispering to me. And I'm not whispering to you. What? What did you say? Can you speak louder?
Oh, if other people want to hear, they have to bring their shoulders towards my chin, when the chin touches.
I don't think that we can risk bringing this outside of this aisle. What if it was stolen? What if someone that has access to it, one of us, is manipulated into using it, therefore giving the demons
What if Arisha
the
reads it
information?
again? And again,
What is that going to do, though? I mean, she's already read it several times.
Well, it could always get worse. That, by the way, that is if this is what it does, which we don't know.
Which I think you're just wholesale making up.
Well, I think it's pretty realistic, right? The stuff, and at this point, I'm like having the conversation with people because it's so much easier that way. If well,
I would.
Yes.
I want to detect evil or good, or evil and good.
Okay.
Should really be renamed
Casting
to
as
detect
a-
creature type.
It's not a ritual, so you can
No, it's a
cast
10-minute.
it for the duration. You know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, blah, 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 blah. Alright, so we'll start at the beginning. Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend. There is a fey creature.
Undead.
Okay. Yep.
It's
That's Arisha. Yes.
Just
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Other than that, you don't get any sort of energy from the rest of the party.
Wait, are you not a fiend?
Wait a
anymore?
minute, time out. Not Kendra anymore?
I was never. Ooh,
No,
nice.
but there was energy coming off.
Yeah,
of you.
you had
You
energy.
got a kind of fiendish glow to you.
It's true. I was
What?
pretty cool.
When I cast this before, you did have this.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Does that mean that he's just not listening right now?
And to finish the spell, the candle is desecrated.
Right. So as I was saying, this guy made the staff, right?
Who
And-
made the staff?
We don't know that.
No, the rear
Wormy
guard.
Devilman. Oh, did
Wormy-
we recall?
Oh,
Oh, this guy wants it. Or
you need to use fewer pronouns.
Wormy Demon Man.
Yes.
Oh.
What about him?
Worm Slice.
No,
What is his real name again? Jesus.
Worm
I
tongue.
don't know.
Hang on, I can find it. It'll just take me a minute.
It's Grima.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
Y-Mill models.
Hey, that was my thing.
So when something means it's desecrated, sorry, like what's kind of the game definition of desecration?
Well, the mechanical definition is less applicable as it's desecrated like ground, and since this is just an object,
Yeah.
it means it is sort of has either been created or somehow otherwise channels evil.
Okay.
Unholy.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Ugthaman.
Oog. That's
Okay.
that's canon. It's Oog Thuman from now on.
Ugthaman is the ever satiated one. Is Worm Man.
I think he did. I think he is the maker.
Did you did your legend lore around this staff?
I
didn't you?
did. It just takes me like 50 bazillion years to read
No,
through all the
I-
notes.
oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry.
Well, according to my notes, at least for that portion, we didn't actually get a creator. I am going back to my Ugthaman notes.
Let me find where I.
It was
You
the
guys-
Ra's al Ghul that created it.
He created the
but
key swords, or at least what I actually have written down is created the key swords? Question mark? Question mark.
But he made the whatever Rakul do it, right?
He was influential. Would be
He's
a
the
better way
keeper
of
of the
setting it.
pools, guided Rakul into making the pools. Okay. Mhm.
Hey, Arisha, so we've seen these pools down below. Do they have any semblance or resemble the fractured pool at all?
Wait, say it again.
So the pools that are what are they called? The pools
The
that are near
listening pools.
the listening pools. Do they have any resemblance to the fractured pool, or is it just the name pool and their water and liquid?
The listening pools do offer a small, albeit very narrow, conduit through which divination is possible, centered on a single soul.
Does it have any sort of connection to the fractured pool?
Everything has a connection to the fractured pool, or at least it did. Fractured pool is literally a conduit through which all of time and space can be accessed.
It's the Speed Force.
And that makes Arisha the Flash.
Or the doctor?
She might be from Eridor too.
Wait, the Doctor Who?
Yeah, all the time and space.
Fair.
The pool's bigger on the inside.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Can always wait in and find out.
I've lost track of our conversation.
Yeah. So
All right, so we're not lighting the candle.
No.
no.
We should leave it here.
Yes.
Yes.
I disagree, but if everybody else wishes to, we can.
Thank you, Kendra. So,
I have a question,
yeah.
but I don't want to interrupt you, Roswell. Go ahead first. Then I will.
Oh, I was going to ask about the swords and stuff. So if you want to take us somewhere else, I'm happy to do that.
Arisha, this candle, if it is an implement that is dangerous that it even exists, why does it still exist? Should we not put an end to that threat
I
right here and now? It's a
Don't-
candle. We could crush it.
believe the only way to finally eliminate the magic is to light the candle. I haven't quite been able to bring myself to do it. I've watched it several times, and if for some reason I have missed something, then perhaps another time was needed, so I left it where it was. The safest place it could have been was up in the tower.
Can it be destroyed without the message being?
Why
Sorry.
no model?
But why
I'm sorry. Every time I read my fucking notes, I miss something major. Ignore me, okay? Ignore me.
So,
First-
So, to answer your question, since you didn't hear, the candle cannot be destroyed. The only way it loses its magic is if the last of the wax is burned out.
What if
Is there-
somebody dispelled it?
just like, let's light it and throw it like a Molotov cocktail. Just,
Over there.
yeah.
Knowledge bomb.
Yeah. Oh.
It might be simplistic, but certainly there might be a safer way to have it expend its magic where nobody gets to unwittingly expose themselves to the harm it may cause.
Look, whatever disagreements I may have with my sister right now, Drayler can handle herself, and she can handle the candle too.
I don't disagree. I'm just offering the chance to maybe not having to. It doesn't need to be a burden. If there's no good that can come of it, zero good that can come from this thing, let's be done with it.
The knowledge in it
Question.
does connect all things.
The knowledge doesn't go away, just the danger of the knowledge goes away.
Once known, any knowledge is dangerous. But
It's good to know.
Is it at all related to Argthamon?
I refuse to give you any of the contents of its message.
But you could give us the non-content of its message, correct?
In a way that's giving us information. Let's not prod. or
Stop
poke this
getting in the
anymore.
way of my social
Sorry.
manipulation.
It's too dangerous. The stakes are too high.
But I wasn't joking about dispelling magic on it.
I mean,
If it is to do with the person that we think it is, or I think it is, and I'm never wrong, I think the magic that it is would be a bit too powerful to dispel by us.
I think we're debating this too much.
So do I.
My other train of thought was
Has it been 2 days?
Sure does, yeah.
Kind of
Half a
feels.
day, at least.
Kind of feels like it has.
So what's to keep people from, so sunlight's coming back, the island is changing, is one of the I guess what is one of the secrets that we need to keep that we destroyed the storm giant, or is that one that we can claim? Because the island has changed, people are going to find it. We can leave you out of it.
You must leave me out of any sort of.
Yeah, I know.
degree of
Yeah.
this. Roswell, this is of dire importance. If you ever wish to
Got it.
right our failures, no one
Is
must
there-
know. Any power that has even a menial comprehension of divination clearly has sensed the departure of the energy from the plane of air. It's certainly a shift in the balance of how the multiverse is connected. That is not a secret you can keep.
Okay.
Negative.
I just want to suss out what I can and cannot openly say before we leave you, and I have to guess.
The less you say, the better.
That's
Nothing-
usually the case with me, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that Arisha or the DM talking?
So what?
Oh.
Never mind. I don't need to know.
That actually does bring up another issue, which is that if there's some way to shield my mind before I go and talk to her, that would be ideal, since we all know what my track record is with wisdom saving throws.
Also, what exactly was that potion? You said we could possibly give it to something with an Margravine for payment.
Yes, I believe that these are crafts of Darashan himself as he dabbled in different arts of light and shadow. These 6, as she kind of just gestures out to the grayish liquids, it's just sort of turbulently churning inside. These are potions of silent shadow.
Silent shadow?
They create an area through which no light or sound can pass. And the others allow you, upon consuming them, to literally meld into the shadow yourself for a time. It's not without its dangers, but you are nigh imperceptible while you remain in the shadows.
Okay. So there are how many of the silent shadow?
6 potions of silent shadow, 2 potions of shadow melding.
And I don't think we got to the armor. That's okay to take or no?
I don't.
Was it Dershan's armor?
He likely used it at one time or another. I'm not overly concerned in his personal effects. I don't think there's anything exceptional about it beyond its material.
Okay. So never mind.
Good talk.
But you were sleeping.
So if you're setting us on this path, are you going to nudge us anymore? And if you are, I'd rather you be forthright about it.
You are in the final stages of where you need nudging. I will definitely keep an eye, and when the time comes, I will help you return to Eredor.
But just be upfront about it. Don't manipulate our lives again. Yeah?
I will do what must be done. I will interfere as
That's
little
a
as needed.
bullshit answer, Arisha. Just want you to be upfront.
To be completely fair to her, I think it's valid to withhold some information from us.
Oh, I'm not asking her to lay out everything bare, but if she
Wait.
needs to nudge us, I would like to know. versus being manipulated and not know.
Well, if you don't know you're being manipulated, then what's the
Well,
harm?
I have some more questions.
It's sort of the point of manipulation.
So who gets the sword?
Actually, this is
Can
about
we finish one
the
conversation
temple.
before we move on to
No, that's ridiculous.
I like to jump from conversation to conversation. Okay. I'm sorry. Roswell, I'm so sorry. It's just things just pop into my head and I'm like, I gotta get it out there. Squirrel.
She's truly an asset to your group.
I don't love your tone. So, I don't know, just be upfront. Eh?
She just sort of gives you this little, like, half smile.
Oh, I hate it.
You took a lot from me, and this is what I ask of you in return.
That's fair. That's fair.
I have taken nothing from you. I've not made the choices in your life for you.
Yeah, kind of have.
You made the choices before I could make my own significant ones. And my parents aren't blameless for leaving me, but you nudged them there.
Perhaps the blame is on you for not searching for them.
Okay.
Oh, it's been 2 days already. Teleport back.
All right,
in mid-coast.
this is Light Tebron, by the way, who's coming up and camp stepping. Let's not do this. And he looks at Roswell and kind of like just goes like that, and then he turns and he glares at Arisha.
She just sort of
That was
shrugs.
not cool.
I'm done. I'm not getting anywhere. So go ahead and ask your questions, Akira.
I kind of forgot that question. Okay. First of all, not cool. Second of all, the Temple of the Elders. Do you know exactly what the ritual is to get in? Can you give us some details?
How do we get a sword
information?
out of it?
Right. We've kind of put one in there on accident. Is it charged? I don't know. Can we get it back out?
Look,
Um
in my defense, I didn't know it was happening until it was too late.
Also, we don't have one of them. There was somebody else. And
Oh no, we're gonna have to
the
fight
other
for
thing
Root.
is it's kind of a public attraction. Soon to be anyway. I can't remember exactly when the opening is, but it's going to be a public attraction in the eyes of many people of the city of Shora.
What I'm
Uh,
hearing.
Not the fun of questions. Let's return to question 1 being the most important thing. Do you know
What
if
was
we can
question
get
one?
the sword out?
Oh wait, I forgot my own question.
Can we get the sword out?
Oh yeah.
She sort of sighs indignantly and brushes past all of you, sort of opens the door, and then just kind of like holds it behind her, beckoning you all outside.
Are you
I'll
kicking us
follow.
out?
No, I need water.
Oh, okay.
She walks over to the edge of the island itself, and see there's still sort of ice frozen over on it, and she walks over and just sort of starts smashing through to make a small pool free of ice and debris, and then kind of puts her hand into this clearing. It's maybe about this big or so, and you can see the water just starts to like bubble, and all these colors emerge, sort of glowing above as the steam rises up from it. And with hand extended into it, she sort of looks back over at you and then closes her eyes, and then clasps her hand, and the pool turns mirror in surface, and you look down, and Kindra and Tebrin, you recognize the sort of front vault of the Temple of the Elders, where the spots in the ground are for the keys. And all of the slots appear empty.
Cool.
It seems your key has been extracted.
Oh, excellent.
Going to just Dark Tavern kind of like reaches into a pouch on his belt, like mimes bringing out a list and is like adding heist to the to-do list.
Can you tell who took it?
Did you narrate that? Adding heist.
Pool sort of fogs over a little bit again. And she sort of holds it there as it seems to percolate for a second, and then she just withdraws her hand very quickly, and then gets up and sort of wipes the water off her hand and just walks away from the side of the water. No, I cannot tell.
What happened there?
It's not something you should concern yourself with. It's not a seeable thing.
So,
What does that mean?
I'm trying to protect you.
I trust that you're trying to protect us, but how do we get that sword? How do we know where it went?
I am.
You need to give us something so that we don't bumble right into the middle of something and either make a fool of ourselves or get ourselves hurt.
I think some of those are inevitable. Hopefully
All
not the
right.
getting hurt part, but
You're
I
in
don't know.
fine form today.
You need to trust that there will be some sign. I don't have the power to see everything, especially things that others more powerful than I want to remain unseen. If something is blocking this from me, then they likely already know of you, which means whomever has it will probably seek you out.
Look, we just need to trust in a power greater than ourselves that will guide us towards the sword.
Listen, Kendra, please
Oh,
don't
crap.
trust
Have you split?
any other powers. You've done enough harm with your trust.
Hey now.
So you're
It really does just feel like being home. Incredible.
yeah. So your plan to assemble the crack team that's going to take down Torin is to break us all down and insult us and make us feel really great about this mission. So
You are doing something right.
great job.
I'm trying to be realistic. Would you like me to coddle all of you and say it's all going to be all right?
No, I just want you to not be a bitch about it, all right? You can be realistic without being mean.
We're wasting time.
Well, tell us what we can do. I mean,
I don't know, it was still 2
Go
days.
home.
yes, but
Then send us home.
do we go out there and create a new sword? Is that even possible? Do we have to find the sword? Just give us some direction.
There are 4 swords. You have 2 of them. You said you know where the others are.
One of them now.
Kind
So,
of.
2 of them.
find the others. Are you not connected to a domain of knowledge? Can you not have any means through which to divine these things? They're blocking me.
Could, but
Perhaps
you-
they might not block you. I don't know.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to upset you. It's just this is
You're
very
not
stressful.
Being successful. If you all are ready to go, perhaps I can arrange something, as our productivity here is clearly beginning to wane.
Let's just all take a breath for a moment. All right. We still have one more sword that we need to charge. So let's work under the presumption that Drayler is correct and that whoever has the third sword is going to find us.
I'm sorry. You said Draylor? What?
Drayler, which is my sister's name.
I'm so confused because some people are calling her Arisha, some people are calling her Asdalia, some people are calling her what you're calling her. I'm just,
I mean, I guess there's two of me.
Oh my god.
Okay, I guess it's not important because she doesn't exist anyway. So it's good that I
Let's-
don't know your official name.
Let's bring it back in here. So, the first thing we need to do is we need to get this past Margravine without revealing anything that shouldn't be revealed, which there is a problem there that we need to navigate. Because it doesn't matter how good a liar I am, which I am a very good liar, if she can read my mind.
Maybe we can go back to that shop that you got your magic eye stuff from, and maybe there's something there.
You're
No.
presuming that her dragging us back isn't going to pop us out right in her
But
living room.
Arisha has she and I point to Arisha said maybe she can arrange some transportation for us.
Okay, well in that case, then yes, we have a little bit more wiggle room to solve that problem. Setting that aside for the moment, that's just problem number one.
Uh-huh.
Thing number two, we need to charge this sword.
Uh-huh.
We need to pick one of the other two places to go to charge
Right.
the sword.
Which one is it the crew has? He has the
Fire.
So, okay,
Yeah,
our
I don't know.
choices are
Water or earth?
Yes.
Go to the Glittering Barrens.
is there a way that you can teleport us to a certain location?
I cannot. I can simply connect you with those who can. There are many in the order that have this gift.
Many that are not Margravine?
Margravine is by far the most proficient.
We can also pay for some teleportation. We
No,
chose
not from here. We don't have any way to get to that.
Is it my understanding Margravine is
back.
part of your order?
She is.
Then why are we withholding information about you from her?
Because no one in the Shadow's Oath knows anything about my existence.
current
Why can't
existence.
why can't we
Correct.
just go back and say, look, she wasn't there. There was a big giant, and we killed it.
And
Well, I can say that, but if she reads my mind, it will not matter. Which she did before already.
so we do
Don't we have magic that stops people reading minds?
That
no.
is that is in fact the direction I am hoping this conversation will
Yes.
go.
I cannot do that for you. I can give you something that will prevent scrying on you.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
But it will not protect your mind from
And I don't suppose the amulet does anything, does it?
I don't know if the amulet protects you from
I think it just lets you read other people's thoughts.
okay.
Yes.
So I could read her mind first.
The
But that
amulet
doesn't
is
solve the problem.
not in our possession.
Yes it is. I'm wearing it.
When she read minds, does she cast a spell?
We gave it to Seraphine.
Do I remember if she
I'm wearing it.
Seraphine's not
Oops.
here.
Or not Seraphine.
Right, Seraphine
Siora?
could be here if you wanted.
We didn't give Siora the amulet.
Siora. Yeah.
I don't think we did.
No, we
I
didn't.
ha- I remember her wearing it, but that's my bad. Okay.
I'm wearing it. It's me.
I've lost track of my train of thought.
Does she cast a spell when she's reading your thoughts?
Do I remember seeing her cast a spell, or did it seem to be some sort of natural?
Make
Talent.
an Arcana check.
No, boy. This is gonna go great. Yeah, 11.
It definitely could have been a spell or some sort of thing that she's learned to do innately.
Okay, so here is my recommendation. We go back. If she tries to cast a spell, well, wham bam, I've got some new moves. If she doesn't and she reads your thoughts, we say, look, there's stuff going on. You can't know about it. That's
But
just
we'd be
sort of a way-
the damage would already be done.
Right, but the second she starts reading your mind, you can just think about something else, right? Is that how mind
Is
reading
that how
works?
that works?
I don't think that's how
I
that
don't
works.
think that's how that works. And again, I would really like to avoid fighting the entire Shadow's Oath.
I would suggest avoiding that as well.
Good God, I have a headache. Okay,
Oh.
so then if you don't have a way to teleport us, you only have a way of contacting someone to teleport us. Where is it exactly, or who besides Margavine can you get to teleport us? And will it be in Chora? And I just have a lot of questions. I'm going to keep rambling until you answer.
Kira, can I stop right there?
Yep.
I think Margavine's going to bring us back in 2 days to Chora, right? Our next course of action is probably to charge up the next sword. Let's think short term, small goals here.
I know it's hard
Things
though.
We can. I know. I get it. We got a lot of time to talk about this shit because we're probably going to be traveling forever. So we pick the next place to charge up and then go from there.
But how do we keep Tebrin's mind?
Or, I mean, the alternative is that there's a certain amount of magic that I can work on other people that I can't work on myself. So if Kendra wanted to spearhead this, there are things that I could do to help her. But if the focus was on her, then, like one might say, a bardic inspiration mechanically.
Mm.
And I'm also, pretty lucky.
Yeah.
I was born with these great looks.
Maybe we should spend these 2 days practicing what you're going to say to her.
This is extremely not what I need. Did you
I'm-
miss the part where I am an extremely proficient liar?
Have you not met me, Akira? I just sort of wing it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said practice.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm so confused. So Tebrin, light.
I feel
Jesus.
Oh Lord.
You're gonna
Hey,
lie.
Hey, I have a-
Holly. This
I have a
is
mechanical
cookie to Holly. Can we not overdo this? Can we not overthink this?
mechanical question. Do bardic inspirations stack?
No,
Negative.
I
No
cannot.
effects in D&D stack.
Okay.
So I can give just to drop out of character for a minute, like I can do some, like, I mean, I also have suggestion, but that's running a big risk.
So here's the thing. If it's a wisdom saving throw to not get mind
Which it
read,
is.
Roswell is the most likely. But at the same time, Roswell's not very good at lying. Whereas I am, but I'm bad at wisdom saving throws.
I have a
So
+1 to wisdom and a +11 to deception.
so what we need to do is me and Roswell need to switch bodies. Let me make this
Is that
happen.
how wisdom works?
And, yeah, it's mental. Unless
The mental stats switch except for wisdom.
Wait. If Light Tebrin is only half a person and the link is severed, have Light Tebrin merge with Roswell. That way.
Oh yeah, this is really good D&D.
All right. Why don't we take 5? We can all come back refreshed and with a definitive course of action that furthers narrative.
Oh, geez, you're really being ambitious. Definitive, what?
Yes. All right.
If we
So
have
everyone,
highway.
think about anything left you have to do. We can fast forward future a couple of days, or you can have Orisha basically
Practice.
well, no, you can have Orisha basically connect you to to the operator to have them bring you back faster.
Which is she's not trying not to be found. That seems odd. But
I
okay,
mean,
let's.
you have to commiserate with her that you are all in her house for an extended period of time. So there are risks she may be willing to take. All right. So those are the options. So come up with anything you need to do in between now and when you go back, and then whatever your plan is. And we'll be back in 5 minutes with that ever so promised narrative development.
It usually takes us like 2 hours
Likely.
to figure these things out. Spread out over 5 days. All right, I'm gonna go.
We'll be right back. 5 minutes. And we're back. Hope you all had a great break. Players were very productive.
Back
Actually,
again.
yes.
So,
Shady's back.
are you guys going to wait out the 2 days, or would you
Yes.
like to accelerate the process? Akira.
You want to go?
If someone was expecting me to use Beacon of Hope, which I don't think it's a bad idea, I just don't have it anymore, so we would at least need to spend one more day to long rest so I can re-put it back on my spell list.
What's that?
So
Do?
that's
What does it do?
effect.
I just
it's-
linked it.
Posted right there.
Oh,
The only issue is that it's
It's
only in 1 minute.
concentration
It's a
off
1
of
minute
it.
concentration, and I feel like we would be caught using it.
Choose any number of
Probably.
creatures within range for the duration.
yeah.
So
I don't think that's worth it.
it's not. It's not.
And we already have a way to give Kindra advantage on wisdom saving throws, so it's also kind of redundant.
Okay, as long as if you're not expecting me to use that because I don't have it on my list anymore, then we're good.
However, hang on, this might be worth it.
What is this? What is this?
Oh,
Oh,
enhance.
Eagle Splendor.
I
Yeah.
also don't have
Again,
this.
it's
concept-
just advantage. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I already have advantage. So anything that gives advantage isn't useful.
Well, but how can you can only use Tides of Chaos once, right?
Yes.
So if you wanted to advantage like your deception check,
But there's also Owl's wisdom.
I have plus
Either
9 to
way.
deception.
it's just another option.
Yeah. And this one we could do right before we bamf out because
I feel like there's nothing to be lost.
Right. The problem is that we have no way of knowing. Like, it's not like we have a clock that is ticking down to when we leave, right? I assume we'll just suddenly be yanked back through.
Kind of like through the shadows, like we were last time.
If we want to control the timing, simply give her a message. Some of you have sending, right, or a message.
We can't.
You can send her a message. She has blocked her
but-
mind.
Arisha may be able to help us with that.
One
Right.
other question before we do this. If our plan is not if our plan is to go to the Glittering Baron, so should I legend lore or something about there or that elemental to get us some information before we go?
Well, we don't know a specific elemental to legend lore, right? And we know about the area. Like, we don't know. What would you legend lore?
Does it have to be? Let me read the spell. Describe a person, place, or object. I guess I don't know exactly the.
No, the place. It's on Kindra's
Yeah.
arm.
No, we never met them. Me and Akira were elsewhere when you made the deal, and then we just disappeared.
No, I
Yeah.
mean legend lore where we're going.
Right.
We do have a specific.
Let's do this later. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go back now.
Okay.
Although before we go, I would
I was
like
just
to go
saying
and
because I
find-
could spend a spell slot doing it now without wasting other spell slots, but
Well, let's go back now. Because whatever we find will inspire more conversation. So
good, I can find a library then.
All right.
White Tabern would like to go find Arisha at some point over the course of.
Despite being a master of shadows, she is findable during these times.
At some point when everybody else is distracted, which shouldn't be too hard considering this party.
Sorry. My co-DM is
Speaking.
awakened. Yeah. My familiar. You were saying?
Yes, I'm gonna go find Barisha.
You find Arisha?
Sit down next to her for a little while, and then. So, when we go back, you're just going to send us back? Are you just here forever?
For as long as I need to be, yes. Until things are done. There may be a way for me to leave, but I can't risk it.
Are you going to fight with us?
As I said, it's a risk, me leaving here. This place is still shrouded deeper in shadow than anywhere else in the material plane.
But if we're attacking, doesn't it not matter anymore?
Well, until the very last moment, it does. Perhaps I can fight alongside you in some capacity. I'd hope that with the staff secured in your possession, that my being there or not wouldn't have any real appreciable effect on the...
Have an effect on me.
Well, would it be a positive effect or a negative effect on the outcome, though?
I'm just saying, I don't want to... I've spent the past 75 years trying to find you. I don't want to leave here never knowing if I'm going to see you again.
Well, I don't know if I can answer that, but perhaps find solace in the fact that I will at least be watching over you.
At least promise you'll try.
I can certainly try.
It's just... I understand what you're trying to do, and I mean, I understand where Roswell is coming from as well, but it's just... Shaylee, you have a goddamn martyr complex, and I'm glad that you've done as much to help us as you have, but I also know you, and he kind of prods her in the arm, and I know that you care about people, and that's... I can't believe that that's gone completely. I know it's somewhere in there. You may want to feed that occasionally.
Perhaps when this is all over, I can.
The cat just walks away.
Yes.
I don't know. And I don't know what to do with the other one either. This is the first time that I've had friends like this, but at least he's not going to stay if I stay. If he stays, at least he has Roswell and Nemarius to keep an eye on him. I don't know. I don't want to leave them.
You could simply stay here with me.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's selfish of me to ask.
I'm always a big believer in selfishness. Or I was. I don't know. I'm not sure how much I could do if I was out there on my own either.
You learn to adapt. You're you. You still have a man to become.
Funny, he's the one that's angry with you, and he's the one who could stay with you without feeling guilty about it.
There's no easy choices, at least not ones that mean anything.
And I'm the one who wants to, and I'm the one who can't. Because if there's anything I can do to help them, I have to go and help them. And I have some measure of power, but nothing like you, nothing that could help you here, nothing.
I could teach you.
I'm a people person. I always have been. I know how they work. And that's the gift that I have the responsibility to leverage in order to fix what we've broken.
I never really connected with people. They're too unpredictable, too unreliable. I mean, just me alone to you. You needed something. I gave you nothing.
That's not true. That's not true. I wouldn't. He kind of like leans his head against her shoulder. I wouldn't be half as functional as I am today without you. I don't know who I would be now. Maybe I would be, maybe I would be him. They're coming.
That's the sign.
Well, the choice is yours. Though, well, I've made my inclinations known. If you have any part of your heart that wants to stay, then perhaps that's enough. Or you can stay and protect your friends. I'll watch and I'll make sure that you're safe.
I had this stupid idea in my head that I would find you and everything would be easy again. Be half my age and everything would make sense.
When has our family being together ever made things easier?
I have this deep fear that they're all going to meet Mother at some point, and it's going to be a nightmare. Imagine Nemarius.
I don't think they'd survive.
I don't know. Do you really think? Could I do good here?
It would do me good.
Can't hear you.
It would do me good.
I don't know how to make this choice. When every part of me says that I should stay, except for the fact that I
Should I stay or should
I
I go?
have a responsibility to go. And I'm not sure if I would be who you need me to be if I ignored that part of myself.
We must hold to the responsibilities in our care above all else. It's almost time. She's reaching out to pull you guys back. I can feel it.
He just leans over and just hugs her and kind of buries his face in her shoulder.
As you
I'll come back. I promise I'll come back.
I'll do everything in my power to be here.
You've failed. I have failed in so many things. I'm not going to fail in this. This is not the end. I'm not saying goodbye to you.
She just holds you a bit tighter, and as you look out over her shoulder, you see the rest of your party kind of at a distance, pacing slightly impatiently, and then you see as Kendra just sort of evaporates into shadow, and then
I knew it!
Roswell is consumed, and then shadow goes blank, everything goes dark, and Kendra, you, Roswell, and what it seems to be for a moment, single Tebran, stand in a room, dank, slightly wet, underground,
The dankest.
with Margravine sitting across the way, legs crossed, hands sort of steepled. Well, time's up. Time for you to repay your side of the bargain. What have you brought me?
So there was only so much we could really find for you. We didn't really come across a living soul other than that, well, rather massive giant. But we did bring you these, and
Make a deception check.
I will do this. It's pretty bad. Let's spend luck.
Mm.
All right.
17.
17 total. She sort of narrows her eyes. Yes, what is it that you have?
And I show her the potions.
She kind of gets up,
They're all empty. I was just thirsty.
walks slowly across the room, kind of fully slides back the lid and thumbs through. And this is it?
Yes. What were you expecting?
I mean, it was pulled out of a blown out tower. Literally, the entire back half of it was blown off the mountain. I fell off of it. It was not fun.
It was bad.
How unfortunate for you. Your troubles in your travels are not my concern. My payment is. This is perhaps only quarter, half of what I have given you. As such, until payment is rendered in full, only half of you will return.
Interesting. You do realize that there's a limited number of things in the world, right? We found what there was to find. We searched what was left of that tower. You not liking reality doesn't mean that we didn't hold up our end of the bargain.
So, how much short are we?
About 350.
I wanted information. I can
Okay.
get potions anywhere.
Can
Okay, well,
you get potions created by Darashon anywhere?
The creator
I
of the
have some
potions
information for you.
Does not matter of their commonality.
I have some information for you.
Please shed some light on what I'm sure you're withholding.
The person that you sent us to find, was not there to be found. There is your information.
I need all three of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god.
Technically, what Kendra just said wasn't untrue.
And yet,
We found Arisha.
indignant nonetheless.
I want to counterspell.
Okay, you can certainly try.
I don't know if
Just
this will do anything. but-
Be aware that counterspell is something that she will know that you are doing.
Yes.
Nice 25 on your wisdom save, Russell.
It's one thing I'm good at. I'm not good at lying, but I'm good at pushing people out.
Do I? I don't
Wait,
have
Rosbell, you're there?
Yeah,
You didn't
because
put bardic
Oh.
inspiration on me.
because it was the three of us that made the deal. You and Akira weren't there.
Thank
I remember
God.
that. That's
Yeah.
true.
Thank God I've got Tides of Chaos.
So, Akira, do you feel a little abandoned?
I
What's
do.
going on?
I really do.
Okay, here we go. I'm having a heart attack.
I don't
gonna-
think this is good.
So are you counterspelling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
There it
counterspelling.
is.
Okay, so I need you to make a roll with your spell casting ability modifier as per the counterspell rules.
So that'll be like the same as an attack roll, right? Okay, let me click counterspell since this is the first time I've used it.
How very woke of you.
I don't know what that means. I look at.
It is casting a spell of 4th level or higher. Make an ability check using your spell casting ability, which is
Ability check.
charisma ability check.
So
You just click on
Plus-
charisma.
click on charisma. Okay. Is this
With your
taking place
mouse.
before my wisdom save?
Use your cursor.
Or...
Question: is this detect thoughts?
You don't know at the moment. You can
I'm
try
just
to.
asking because, right, like, as an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature's thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind.
You don't know what spell this is.
I hope it's sleep.
Okay. Is this before or after my wisdom save?
So it is before, because the spell begins casting. You use your reaction to do it.
16. I can use a bend luck still. So let's do it. 17.
All right.
Well, if it's higher than 7th level.
As you can see her just sort of, whereas a lot of people cast like in really more grand gestures that are very sort of deliberate, you noticed last time you're here that the spells that she casts are almost just like through like wiggled hand motions. You guess it's a very sort of refined, practiced art. That being said, you do manage to catch as it's going, and as you raise your hands, the counterspell is successful, and the spell ends. And she just glares up at you. What are you trying to hide?
Maybe we just
Information.
don't like people rooting around in our heads.
There's information that we have gained that is not related to you, that you shouldn't be privy to.
Adversarial friend. Nice.
It's, family business.
She just takes a second and glares at all of you. You do realize who you're doing business with.
As
You
far
have
as I can
not
tell,
fulfilled
we
your
upheld
end.
our end of the bargain.
You
You are
brought
the one who is
no
now trying
information
to
back to me about Darashan or the nature of Asdalia in the Isle of Remnants.
All right, here.
You
Let me
spent
tell you the sum
many
total.
days
Hey.
there.
Let me tell you the sum total of what we found out. All right? We arrived there. Out of everyone here, I was split into two. There were two of me. It was bad. Don't recommend it. Which means that it is true that whatever Darashan did truly manipulate the essence of light and dark and the soul. And in our process of pursuing our own archaeological interests, we made our way up the mountain to the remains of Darashan's tower. There wasn't very much left of it, like I said. There's a storm giant there, presumably an after effect of whatever he did. We killed the storm giant. Also not fun. Got blown off the mountain a couple of times. Again, don't recommend it. In the process, we discovered that there was some avatar of Athena or some fuck. I don't know. I don't do deities.
Hey. There was an angel there from Athena.
There was an angel there who had devoted his life to trying to fix what Darashan broke. And in talking to him, we discovered that what he had done was essentially ripped a hole between the celestial realms and the shadowed realms, bringing both of them colliding onto the Isle of Remnants. Which was the thing that, again, cannot emphasize this enough. It was horrible. Split me into two.
It's really confusing.
Fascinating. Now, was that so hard?
I mean, to be fair, you started this off very adversarially.
You don't seem like a trustworthy lot, and you've proven yourselves not so.
Double negative. It's tricky.
Fine. If you wish to do business again, I suggest you be immediately forthcoming. We'll be watching you.
I'm gonna give her a very mocking bow.
She raises her hand and just goes like this, and then Akira and Numerius appear in this room
That we've never been in.
that you've never been in before.
How many Tebrins are there?
It's only one Tebran.
Does he have a glow?
No one in the party has a glow.
I still glow. I use minor illusion.
Our deal is complete.
Gonna fall out on the floor right now.
I think I need to go sleep for at least 2 years.
Leave the potions. Magric will show you out. This sort of gangly looking young man comes wearing an apron. Sort of.
Thank you.
I stare at him for a very long moment before I finally walk around him, never breaking eye contact.
All right, so I know which tavern's back.
And he leads you through a set of winding corridors. You do see there are all sorts of offshoots, rooms. There are other people. You walk through other sort of larger, almost like lounge-like areas, some of which have fireplaces. Others appear to be kind of like a mess. There's no real discernible direction. Some hallways go at 45-degree angles to each other. You go downstairs, you go upstairs, winding all around. And after about 5 or 10 minutes of walking, you do climb a spiral staircase. A hatch lifts and opens. And Magric sort of gestures. Warehouse door is there. Thanks for your business, I guess. She seems a wee bit ticked off.
I have that effect on people sometimes. It's my
Great.
sparkling personality.
Yeah, don't. Good luck. He kind of takes a step back. Alright, everybody out.
I go out.
I do as well.
I
Mhm.
go out.
Alright.
And I
Yes.
take off my winter clothing and I say, warmth.
Yes, it is considerably warmer. It's early afternoon, and as you turn around towards the warehouse building you stepped out of, you see that there's no building there, just an empty lot.
Bite us in the ass.
That's a lot to take in.
Let's go.
Alright.
Should I find us a library? Actually, I know where it's at.
I
Uh,
personally
what?
would like to go find my girlfriend.
Oh,
I have it. Weren't all of those? Weren't all of the books filled with anything useful taken by Karut?
just on certain things. I can still get information about the area.
We already know about the area.
It helped us so much when we went to wherever we just came from.
Numerius?
Tebrin, I can't help but notice that you are singular today. What?
I am myself.
Oh, that's fantastic. I appreciate your snark. Now I know which one you are. However, we now have to deal with the fact that somebody's been left behind.
Maybe he chose to stay behind.
Well, not to doubt your insight into that person's thought process, but
They're me.
nothing was said along those lines. Nobody said that that person was voluntarily not returning. Not that I recall having an option to voluntarily return either. I don't remember there was even a button or nothing to push. It was just poof, here I was. Mind you, a little late, so that's curious, but okay.
Well, maybe the magic just chose whichever one was more me.
Oh, come on.
Look, my magical education is extremely slipshod. I just kind of listen and talk a bit, and it works. I don't really know anything more scientific about it.
That's
Roswell,
fine.
You okay?
I mean, he just kind of goes, he's like, I'm here. I just got us out of kind of a rough situation. I'm not sure why me being sarcastic says anything one way or the other, or why I'm being treated like the enemy here.
I'm just noticing that there's a missing persons, and we are not in the practice of leaving people behind.
The Farisha.
We didn't leave Irish behind, remember? That was more of a ditch effort.
I mean, the way that I remember the story being told to me, it was that you stepped through a portal thinking that she was behind you, and you stepped out and she wasn't there.
She also made a deal with the Archfey. So
What I didn't tell you is that she pushed me.
I
And
wonder.
you giggled!
I wonder who the Archfey is now.
Look, whatever other Tebron there is, I don't know where he is.
I think we do know where he is. That's my point. We're going to have to give that Tebron as much of our attention as we would give you if you were missing. We have to go and do something.
Why can we not cast sending to talk to him?
Well, that's a good point. I cannot. That's why I brought it up. And I believe Tebron can.
I believe
Wait,
Roswell
can you? Roswell, I mean clearly Roswell. I don't know who could do it.
I cast sending to. Well, I'm just
You're gonna
trying
get connected the wrong way.
Tebron.
Hello?
Yeah.
To, you should send it to Arisha.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work.
Well, if she says Tebron, it'll go to Tebron. I say pointing.
Arish is actively trying not to be scried upon. Do you think sending should make it?
That is a fair point.
All right. I'm going to.
Theoretically, I mean, I cast tiny spells.
Okay. Hang on. I'm going to cast sending, but when I focus on the Tebron I would like to send it to, I'm going to think about the Isle of Remnants and think about Arish's cabin and think about that setting and focus on that, whatever, that area, to put him in the context of it. You got left behind. Not sure if that's what you wanted. Do you want to be with us? We'll figure it out. And that's my message.
Right. Tebron, you hear this message? Roswell, you also hear the message just sort of in your own voice, just kind of faintly echoed back to you. As if there's like the slightest bit of like out of phase feedback.
It's cell tower.
Well, I mean, I didn't get left behind. I'm right here.
Okay. Are you the one that likes me or the one that doesn't?
Is there a version of me that doesn't like you? You're Roswell.
Yeah. There's one of you that was kinder to me than the other.
I don't know if you've noticed, but me being a dick is kind of my thing.
Yeah, the other Tebron would have answered me plainly. So, I think that's it, right?
Well,
Just,
reaches over to his belt and like unsheathes the moonblade and spins it around and says, "This didn't work for me there, did it?"
Confused. Are you one person or two?
I mean, I'm not really sure to have a metaphysical conversation with you about this. It's about the nature of the soul. I'm me. I don't. What other way is there to define a person aside from their self? It spins the moonblade around one more time and resheathes it.
You and your sister really need to work on your fucking communication skills.
You should really meet the rest of my family. We're positively prodigies.
Mm.
There's more.
Oh, you should meet my siblings.
Well, you know, when you're elves, you only have so many things to do over hundreds of years.
Thank you for that image, Roswell.
Dwarves are the same. I'm just saying. If my parents hadn't gone down to fight an ultimate evil, I might have had a ton of siblings. Who
See,
knows?
Gone my entire life,
I-
never thinking about my mother having sex.
Roswell,
That's gone
okay.
now.
Whoa.
This
Whoa.
is
This
just
is-
the world I live in now.
Roswell, this
Stop
is just,
making that our world.
Roswell, this is just my understanding, but whereas elves have time, I thought dwarves just have drink.
Yeah, and then we have babies. What's the point?
Don't worry, Roswell.
So, you find yourself back in your home city of Chora, mid-afternoon. The city appears to have gone on in your absence for a little under a week. Everything appears normal. What would you like to do?
I would like to find my girlfriend.
I could use a hearty lunch at Alessandra's Food Collective.
And I could go to the library.
Open to people of all ages.
Just good to be home.
All right, so Akira's headed to a library.
Berry.
Guys.
Library.
Yes.
Library.
Library.
Kendra, you're going to Lysandra's. What is everyone else doing?
Looking for Siora.
Looking for Siora.
So, meet up later?
Actually,
Hmm.
I'll go to Ivo.
Okay.
Sort of like Lyssandra's, but not.
It's like chicken soup for the soul.
No.
Yes.
Lysandra doesn't serve chicken soup.
So,
That's
are you going to
peasant
you're
food.
going to the Unity Temple then? Is that
Yes.
all right?
Guess we'll meet at the sanctuary later tonight.
Sure.
All right.
I don't know what I want to do, so people do what they want first.
Fair enough. Kara, you know well where the library is.
Yes.
Your research will likely take probably at least an hour, I'm guessing, given the thoroughness of your thing. So, what are just tell me what the subjects are or what specifics?
Gym. Well, Glittering Barrens for one. Terrain. Weather, that sort of thing. Then the gym Spiral Descent and the gym Mind in particular. And if there is an exact thing, which I'm sure there's not because Skrut took all the good books, on the charger location specifically,
I'll look
exact
at this
location.
technology. So, very easy to find information on the Glittering Barrens. It is a mineral and gem rich area that is badlands in terrain, kind of rocky, desert-like, many sort of caves, and in probably the last few generations, its resources have been a bit tapped out. So efforts to secure anything of value have become harder and harder as time has gone on. It is located in the southern section of the Dracora Empire. You are currently in Chora here for those of you following along at home. The Glittering Barrens has a bit of a sordid history in that it was obviously an area of high value, and it was fought over back and forth between the Dracora Empire and Shockstrar. You're pretty aware of this as you are from Shockstrar. In that in that vein, they did pretty much destroy any sort of deep-rooted civilizations numerous times there. The City of Souls being the most prolific of those, a city that has been was populated and raised probably about at least a dozen times, and is now just an absolute pile of rubble and undead, is what the rumor is. And you also go through that the most thriving part of the population is that the Glittering Barrens themselves are home to the orc tribes of this continent, who actively sort of patrol and are fairly territorial, but are smart enough not to go up against the Empire. The Empire just simply lets them exist because they believe most of this area is completely devoid of value anyway, and the orcs offer a deterrent from anyone kind of moving into that territory. So it's technically part of the Empire, but you won't find much civilization there.
Okay. So we'll not go up against. Okay, all right. Most likely undead are there. I know about those.
Yeah,
All
undead,
right.
the sort of ghost stories are only surrounding the City of Souls, not the entire region.
Okay, and that's not exactly where we're going, right? The City of Souls is not exactly where we're going.
No, you're going further north.
Okay.
Sort of out in here. The Gem Spiral Descent is sort of on the edge of mountain ranges up sort of Duvrock.
Okay. Is there anything? Can I find anything about earth elementals?
Earth elementals are one of the 4 types of elementals. They are comprised primarily of earth.
Mm-hmm.
They're generally known to be very hardy and sturdy.
Make sure you appreciate them and don't take them for granted.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That was dirty. Dirty.
All right, you guys, let's not muddy the narrative here.
Please.
Yeah. It's sedimentary to the plot.
So many puns.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, if you have something specific, you could try. But in general, that's sort of what you get about earth elementals themselves.
Weaknesses, strength.
Make an investigation roll to see if you can find any resources in that vein. That's like
That'd be a
joke.
3 with a natural 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't seem to have come across any sort of bestiaries or anything like that have elementals in them.
Okay. And is there anything exactly on the Gem Spiral Descent?
Going through, give me another investigation roll for that. See how much.
Oh God! Please, investigation, please. 8. Don't laugh at me.
The Gem Spiral Descent is, or at least was, one of the most prolific of the mines. It was fabled to be the most rich collection of diamonds in anywhere in the sort of discovered world, and was formed basically as just a giant crater that's the path goes down in a spiral, sort of like corkscrewing down into the earth, and off of it there's all these sort of strip mine passages out. That being said, it's pretty much been abandoned, aside from the occasional sort of freelance prospectors that go in with hopes of striking it rich by finding a new vein of diamonds. You don't seem to find any folklore or legends or anything like that surrounding anything supernatural or otherwise non-geological about the area.
Perfect. Okay, that's all I got.
All right. That was our fastest library trip yet.
It was. This was very successful. I think, 3rd time's the charm. I've got it down. I got the information.
Got it down. They're like, oh, here she comes. Here she comes again. The
was
library has
very
like a strike team that mobilizes every time Akira comes in. All right, so Kendra heading off to the Unity Temple, a glass structure, star-shaped, that comprises various sects of each of the religions. What would you like to do? Sects?
So last time I
Giggity.
was with Ivo, did he take me to an office of his or a room of his?
He just took you to basically one of
Any
the
room.
like rooms within there. They don't have like offices there per se because it's not an office building; it's a temple.
I wouldn't know how those work.
Kendra wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Recently defiended.
I would like to find somebody that looks like they work there. Maybe they've
Alright.
got a name
I
tag
mean,
on.
at each of the points of the star, there is a door, and there is a sort of pristinely dressed paladin-like figure standing sort of ceremonial guard. They're not actually guarding per se.
Hello. Do you know where Sir Ivo is?
Well, Sir Ivo's stationing was ceremonial as part of Bodrin's march ceremonies. I think he's still in town, though. I don't recall where he is staying, but he's not here at the moment. Do you have a message for him?
If you see him, just tell him Kendrick came by and things are going well.
Great.
Just let him know that she's grateful for his advice and there's a little less darkness going on.
Glad to hear it. I mean, you're welcome to come inside and
No, that's okay. No.
All right, fair enough. Well, I will relay your message.
Thank you. And she sort of awkwardly nods and walks off.
All right. Where are you headed?
Wherever we said we would meet up.
So back to the sanctuary. So, headed back to the sanctuary after your brief conversation. You kind of walk your way, snaking through the city. You know it very well as you grew up here.
Slithering.
You take a shortcut through a side street, ending up in a square, and you see standing in front of you a figure, tall, wearing a cloak that seems to be made of fur at the top, with an animal head, some sort of large hound or dog that looks like its lower jaw has been removed. And looking close at it, you can see that there actually is sort of trickle of like dried blood down the front of a very extravagant silk red shirt. You look up and Demilius is standing in front of you, kind of in this alley. Well. Welcome home. We have a few things to talk about.
Hey, Demilius. How you doing?
Not well. I think we had a bit of a misunderstanding here, and perhaps I was a little unclear as to our relationship and what I needed from you, and how that wasn't a suggestion. Your commands are to be followed through.
I agree. My commands should be followed through.
He takes a step closer to you, and you sort of notice coming now out of sort of the dark corners of the alley. 4 creatures. Humanoid, tall, spindly arms and legs covered in spines. There is no doubt in your mind these are some sort of fiendish creature, as they kind of surround in back behind. I don't need any more of your lip. You've cost me considerably. I went out of my way to try to help you, and you threw it in my face. This nice relationship is over. And there will be punishment for insolence. I need you to roll initiative. And that's where we are going to end for tonight.
Oh shit.
Cool.
And just when I was about to banish him too.
I'm so glad you split up.
That was so unexpected.
There has been an
The
unexpected
arrival of the...
I'm about to get jumped by some fucking devil thugs.
title card for next episode: Kendra gets shanked in an alley.
Wow.
Ooh. There was just a whole lot going on in that episode.
Oh my god, I think I took like 10 pages of notes.
Oh god. The next week's recap is gonna just be like 4 hours. That's the whole thing. Holly just recaps the whole thing.
Oh.
Okay, just 9, sorry.
Okay.
Just 9. There was a lot of exposition in that. Some great role play. I will say, starting for next session, inspiration for everyone. Thought there was a lot of great character moments throughout. All of that, some more hard-hitting stuff. I'm so sorry, Cookie. I just knife turned.
Yeah, the line of "you should have tried." I was like,
Oh god.
"Fuck you."
I know, my heart sinks.
I apologize for creating an asshole.
I didn't make
Unfortunately,
this
it's the only
character.
kind of character I
For
know how
those
to
of you
create.
who don't know,
It was good though. It was meaty.
okay, I'm back. For those of you who aren't aware of the history, the character of Arisha was one of Dora's original PC in this campaign, but she wanted to play someone else, so she played the male version of that same PC and her brother.
I
Just a different
really
class.
don't think that's accurate at all in any way whatsoever.
But at any rate,
Except
so,
for the details are dead on.
yeah.
There's a
She-
+5 difference in charisma, and I feel like it's a very important +5.
Right. So you say that. So you made Tebrin. No, I don't know why I forgot. You made Tebrin in the hope to make a character that's different, and now you've full circled it back, getting rid of the light side of Tebrin to play Arisha again.
Arisha and Tevrin are fundamentally different people.
I mean,
she's
physically.
she's got 20 pages on each one.
I do,
Yeah.
it's true. I have a family tree, motherfuckers.
I
They share
thought-
the same family tree.
They're about as different as
Therefore,
Coke
they're
and
the same
Pepsi. In a blind taste test, I might not know the difference.
I would know the difference.
It's like the difference between hamburger and Pepsi.
What?
In a blind taste test.
Exactly.
They taste very good together.
Great.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Just disregard whatever bot is doing bot things. I don't know how to get rid of them, or if you even can.
What?
There's some
What?
random thing posting.
You click it and click timeout, and it will get rid of the messages.
Dungeons Dragons.
Will it really?
Yes.
Wait, what?
That's
Click
my
it.
favorite game.
Click
What?
it.
What?
Timeout. Oh wait, hold on. Can I just ban it?
I mean,
What?
if you want to, but that's
Who's botting
Pretty-
where?
pretty extreme for one of our most dedicated viewers.
I want
I
to
mean,
see
it's
a bot.
It's a bot. I'll ban it. I actually don't do timeouts on my stream.
What?
I
What?
like to only take.
It's a Twitch thing. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I can't even process all that happened.
Oh,
Yeah. A little bit of character development.
what?
Not a lot of
What?
action plot development, but you know. No, you learned a lot of
Gotcha.
things. I am so proud of you guys that you resisted the urge to light the candle.
God. That would have been horrible if we
I don't
would have
know.
just done it.
Arisha's like, you were up for choice. I was like, fine. I was.
Yes. Well, no, you were doing so well. You said at first, I don't think we should do this. And then you're like, but I'm going to give the option to everybody. And I'm like, no, just say no.
Just say no to candles, kids.
Well, since we as a group in this world have invented democracy, I have to give everyone their say, because we're not in a hierarchy. There's no hierarchy. There's no leader. There's no. We don't even actually go so far as to vote. We just discuss and do our own thing.
Well, sometimes we vote.
Have we ever actually voted?
No, I don't.
I vote. That
We
we
reach
vote.
a consensus usually.
Sometimes you do vote, but then what you do has no bearing on the outcome, like from the outcome of the vote. That doesn't have any bearing on what the course of action is.
Or sometimes somebody just pulls a crazy Ivan and does something else.
Yeah. Or
We're
sometimes
late.
somebody just betrays the entire party and.
Yeah,
That's
but
what-
we didn't vote on that though. So
He extremely did not. That's
You
true.
did not vote on it?
Well, I mean, we could have voted, but we weren't given the chance to.
well, if
You
I
should have
held
had a vote to see
Let-
whether or not you were going to vote on it.
listen, if I had held a vote there and then, you wouldn't have made a decision
That's true.
because you were many miles away from me, unable to take a part in the vote.
just like now in your fight with Demelius.
Yeah.
Oh my God. This is
You should have
horrible.
been there to protect me from my devil mugging. I try and
But
do
you're-
one good thing,
Your own
and
bad
I get
choice.
shaken down by some spindly armed thugs.
I'm just
No.
saying, you're looking for divine help and you never seek me out. It's fine.
I don't want divine help. Kendra
She's-
doesn't want divine help.
Kendra's just gonna deal with the devils on her own.
When has Kendra ever asked for divine help?
From Sir Ivo when she went and talked to him about redemption.
Here's a more
That's-
important
that's-
question. When has Kendra ever asked for help? Period. Full stop.
Good question.
I'll do you one better. When has
From-
Kendra ever
Devil.
asked?
Also good
Uh,
question.
Kendra went to Sir Ivo because she killed his wife, or led to the death of his wife. Not-
Orchestrated her
not
death.
be-
Orchestrated is the
Not
better
because
way.
she cares in any way about religion or the divine. She doesn't care about religion or the divine. She just feels responsible for the death of his wife. And since he's a good dude, is using him as, a marker for redemption.
Yeah, you say we're all piling on Kendra. We're piling on Kendra because she betrayed us and it ended in the creation of
look.
a lich. So I mean, like,
Kendra created a lich.
it's kind of building, and she might deserve it a little bit.
She does deserve it a little bit.
Not Kendra has stopped deserving it. Kendra has done good things.
Yeah,
like-
she sort of disobeyed her devil handler.
But
yeah.
that's acceptable. That's acceptable behavior. I'm gonna agree with that.
You say betrayal, I say Tamada.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Oh,
So yeah,
All right.
Kendra isn't looking for the divine. So don't feel affronted that she didn't choose you. 'Cause
Well,
Kendra
I have
just
some
gonna fight
events
back all the
set
way
in
through.
motion that may change Kendra's perspective on the value of the divine.
yeah, like a
no, are
mugging.
we play testing another item?
Are we?
No, I'm just gonna beat the snot out of Kendra.
Okay.
I only have 2 spell slots for level 4, so I actually. Fuck! I shouldn't have used Ben Luck, or I could have banished all of them. Damn it!
I think that character death is going to be a really good redemption.
Oh God.
Oh my god, she can play a Seora.
That'll,
No.
that'll
Oh my god, that was
No, that's the rule. If you change characters in this campaign, you have to play a sibling.
Yeah, but then I would have to play Reflectionist, and that class is
No.
way too big brain for me.
As you recall, Kendra does have 2 siblings.
Oh shit,
she
the
does.
brother.
Yeah.
Brother
is
is
what-
a fucking badass.
I'm an only child, I think.
I have 2 more siblings.
Unless my parents made a baby in the temple.
I'll play the mom.
It's possible.
Oh God.
Oh no, not the mother.
Yes.
Please.
I guess I have a mother and 2 siblings left that I can.
That
I
was
can
one of
go
my
to.
favorite sessions to plan, was like the dinner party where you all meet Kendra's family.
It was a good one.
That worked out well for Tebrin.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. it did.
He got
Tebrin
lucky
got,
that night.
Ugh.
So I
Different
think
engaged in some questionable choices.
I think Kendra had like the faintest hope that new, cooler Tebrin would get back and be all cool and fine. But he gets back and goes, "I need to go and find my girlfriend." By the way, that's gonna be something.
What about anything you know about that Tebrin suggests?
It's like fuck, maybe he is bad after all.
He's just regular Tebrin.
I'm so confused
You're right,
by
he is
Tebrin. Like it is
Just
okay.
Tebrin.
No,
It's just Tebrin.
but is it?
Yes,
but
it's
it's
just
Tebrin.
Tebrin.
Are you
So, all right, so this is right.
light, dark,
This is
combined?
this is a point I wanted to raise during, but like it would have just gotten in the way. Light Tebrin is not the Tebrin that you had before we went there.
But he was good, Tebrin.
Right, but
light
he was not he was Tebrin without any of the nuance. He was just all of the positive things in Tebrin, but without any of like
You're not selling it if you say it quite like that. It's all the positive things without
Well,
the bad.
All the things
You don't
you
want
like.
that, do you?
right, but okay. So obviously this didn't happen because we're fighting a massive giant. But if you had only positive Tebrin, you might get to a fight with like some bandits. I mean, and Tebrin might go, "I sort of don't want to kill them because they're people, and this is sort of like murder because he's so good that he wouldn't kill a person." Like,
To be fair, that's still not true. Both
right,
of the Tebrins
but
were
this is
neutral.
oh, they're both neutral. Okay,
Yeah,
but
because
this is
Tebrin is in essence still a neutral character. So what Casey told me to do was to split him into his essentially his dark and light attributes, which is what I did. But Tebrin is still an essentially neutral character. It's just one of them tends towards good, and one of them tends not towards that. But they're both aligned neutral. They're aligned.
Let's not get into the whole alignment discussion.
Again.
You're all chaotic, evil murder hobos.
Pretty
for
much.
all that I'm
No.
concerned.
But about
Hey,
alignment.
I
Wait,
take objection to that. Chaotic, yes.
I'm a lawful murder hobo.
Pretty much.
Now, yes, I can agree with that one. I guess.
All right. Well, a lot
Ugh.
could happen. Kendra's definitely gonna have to fight some stuff. It's a shame she didn't bring anyone with her. Because I didn't rebalance the encounter.
Oh God.
it's all right. Sarivo is gonna get the message and come find Kindred and show up and save her, and
I
it's
don't
gonna
suppose
be
you
great.
have Dimension Door.
I didn't. I took spells to help the party instead of like counter spell. I wanted to take Dimension Door because I thematically fit Kindra, and boy do I regret it now. Look
do
at all these
have some-
party-centric things I'm doing. I won't make that mistake again.
Do you have some
Alright.
potions, though?
Well, we're gonna sign off here. Thank you everybody for watching. Some new
You're
faces,
welcome.
which is exciting.
I also played.
Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unexpected arrivals. Let's make your arrivals as viewers something we come to expect.
So bad.
We need a sign-off line.
you've alienated the
Yeah.
last part. The
I think
one.
They're
Nailed
done.
it.
No,
Mm,
nailed it.
Nailed it.
yeah.
All
like
right.
The last nail in
Well,
a coffin.
Until next time. Quick, Holly, sign-off line.
Yep, that's it.